Yes, this is President of Run Up Your Mouth organization. And what do I do best but run up my mouth? That's what I'm president of. Dominica is a beautiful place. It has always and always will be beautiful, in spite of what people say. Now, in terms of how I see the country, Dominica is moving forward, but at a slow pace. We have to pick up the pace because I see different types of business that you wouldn't see in Dominica is in Dominica today. But the mentality of the people them have to change with some of the changes that is taking place on a slow scale. Sometimes you go in a business and it's like I don't know, they don't have the business aspect about it. Because when you're in a foreign country, a business is to make money. They want you to come in and get out because they want the dollars in your pocket. So the faster they get rid of you and get your dollars. That's the whole thing about business. You get the hospitality, some of them treat you thing, it's all propaganda, but the whole goal is to get you in and out. And I think Dominica need to adapt that. Sometimes you go in some of the government places and then the way in which some of the people, the mentality of the individuals you're dealing with, they lack those skills. Not all government places, but most of them, they lack that get in and get out mentality. Another thing Dominicans lack is support in their own. Sometimes they see this overseas where blacks killing blacks and black don't support their own. But even here in Dominica, black Dominicans don't support their own. Like you see someone starting a business, it might be something you familiarize yourself with. So guess what? Get your ass familiarize yourself with the business, supporting each other. That's what it's all about. I remember the older folks. What I see taking place is a lot of borders now, a lot of fences going up, and that is a change. I don't think it's a positive thing because before you hardly had fence. Our grandparents didn't had borders. They didn't had boundaries because it's like love. Love don't have no boundaries. But now I see everywhere, pretty much everywhere, there's a fence going up. So that's not a positive thing. You understand? We tend to drift from what the older folks try to teach us about boundaries. Now back to the small business. I see a few small business. Some are owned by women and some are owned by men. So that's good. We have a lot of independent women doing their thing. But guess what? We have to support them. We I don't know if it's the old time mentality where woman's supposed to be in house and make babies and stuff. Those days are over. We have to support our women when they're ambitious and they're putting their foot down. We the men have to stand behind them and push them forward. You understand? So that's a positive thing. And I think the older folks, I guess, as the older folks die out and the younger folks come in, you'll see more drastic changes because some of the older folks still have their own mentality. So they have to, willing to open up to new ideas. That's how the world go around by adopting new ideas. You know, there are a lot of roads, infrastructure need a overall. There are a lot of places where I see the infrastructure is in terrible situation. Like for example, in my village, for sure, it's in decay. It's in decay. Some areas are worse than where I'm at, but at the same time, someone need to address that. They might say it's not a main road, but guess what? People just living there. They have vehicle. Like I got a ride from a woman the other day, and she said, "Well, the people supposed to." Well, it's not in every case where people supposed to fix the road. I mean, I see a situation where the road was eroding in someone's yard. In a situation like that, I think you should take it upon yourself because it's a benefit to you by creating a back wall and then your vehicle can even park in that area because it's a little distance off the road itself, so you can do something for yourself. But in terms of like the whole road itself, I mean, come on, that's a government responsibility. If let's say the village have that kind of finance where they could do it upon themselves, I think they would have because they started it already. But finance is lack because you see a lot of homes is in dire need of repair. Now, another thing talking about homes is people that own homes close to the main road. I think it's a bad thing to come in, especially at Melvin Hall, and you're driving through the village of Marigot, and those people that have homes next to the main road, if it's in a a deteriorating state where it cannot be fixed. I think they should demolish it and maybe plant some flowers because it doesn't look good. Because if you when you go overseas and stuff, you have to understand progress don't only though it's not a click of a finger progress take place slowly but surely, but that's my opinion too. Okay guys, I think those houses that by main roads, if your house is in a little, a little cedar road or in a little bush somewhere where a lot of visitors not going to see it, is not, it's not too bad. But those are by the main road, you're coming from the airport going to town, and they by the it doesn't look good, it's an eyesore. I think they should break it down, plant some flowers. If it's in dire need of repair, where it's at a stage where it cannot be repaired, break it down and plant flowers. My opinion. But otherwise than that, the place is looking good. It's beautiful, green. It's hot. When you come here, just make sure you walk with your mosquito net, because I tell you, those mosquitoes will decale you. Mm-mm-mm. Even me crying about the mosquitoes bites, much less foreigners. But Dominica is a beautiful place, and I love Dominica. All right, guys. I like the thing about, I see the government have some solar lights by the road. I love that. That is good. That's it's saving the government money. And then I hear stories where people thieving them. So if I thief the song on them, I think I should pay some kind of fine or charge them. They go say, well, they want light for the house and whatever have you. No, you kind of, they're trying to move it forward and all you're trying to take away from it. I won't get into the politics too much, but I like the aspect of the solar lights, and I think they should do more with that. A lot of places since after the hurricane, I think they should start, fixing them back up, pole on the ground. I mean, it's time to start putting back up, and I think they had the finance for that, or whoever country that donated that, reach out to them and just get that back on track. And the other thing is, when I was passing through Wesley, I heard they said they're gonna put an airport over there. I think that's a waste of spending, basically to go and start something fresh in a next village. Because where Melbourne Hall is, I came in on American Eagle, and it's a big enough aircraft that came to Melbourne Hall, so I don't see the need of relocating the airport again. What I think is, which I'm in a field in construction, is those X stuff that they put in on the bait around the fisheries. I think they should hire a company. I think the Chinese are very capable of that, because I see Chinese when it comes to infrastructure. I don't think no one can really top them when it comes to infrastructure. The kind of capabilities that they have. They have that Three Gorges Dam. They have some bridges. Take a look at the Chinese construction in China. I would give them the job to extend the runway another mile into the sea. People would say about sea erosion, whatever. They can put the sea on pile. They can put pile in the ocean, drill it down, and then they can build, like, joist supporting beams, and then they can cast on top of that 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, whatever it may be, or they can put the X, make a square box, and then fill it. Dominica have enough mountain. If it's buy all the land, all that land that they bought in Wesley, they could buy all that land around Melbourne Hall and push that into the sea. People talk about the rivers is there. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we have the technologies. We can reroute the river. We can reroute it to the Wesley side. We can reroute it towards Melbourne Hall. It can be rerouted. You just have to hire the right set of people to do that. But I personally think it's a waste to go and relocate the airport, because we have American Eagle is landing there. So you extend it a little bit, so that way you can have increased flights. So you can have, if it's two or three, while one is landing, one is circulating. But my opinion, based on how I see things running in other places. All right, and that's my opinion. I love more stuff to say, but I'll end this video here, and I wish everyone a wonderful day, and I hope more people come and visit Dominica, because it's a beautiful place. I enjoyed it very well.